There are 5 sections to this illustration on composition. Firstly, there's using music technology, showing how audio and MIDI combine to create a composition. This is done in a sequencer like Soundation, Logic or GarageBand. Part 2 is how to create audio tracks using OGenerator. Part 3 is how to export these audio tracks back into the sequencer. Part 4 is how to use your MIDI keyboard to create a melodic line over the audio. And Part 5 is adding additional tracks using OGenerator. So this is the composition. It combines audio and MIDI. There are no preset loops used in this tune. So what do we mean by MIDI and audio? Well, MIDI is the digital sound that we've put in via our keyboards. These are the MIDI tracks. And the audio is the live sound. We've used OGenerator to create the audio tracks. Take a listen. So these 2 chords can come to life when you add in a drum groove. Now you could use the MIDI keyboards to create the drum pattern, but in this case we've used OGenerator. We're going to show you how we put all these parts together. So here's how to create your audio tracks in OGenerator. Go through the Create section, load up your drums, load up a bass guitar, and in this case we're going to load up the funky keyboard so we can mimic what we did with our MIDI keyboard, and start OGenerator. So to create a drum pattern, make sure you've done lesson 1 in OGenerator, which is the 3 easy steps, and then you can develop your beat. In this case, we recorded the drums over 2 bars. It's a 2-bar drum cycle. You can practice playing your keyboards alongside your drum beat. After we'd done the first 2 bars, we copied them and pasted them onto bars 3 and 4. Again, watch the copy and paste video in OGenerator to help you do this. Once you have the drum pattern over the 4 bars, you can start working on the bass line. A good idea is to use the funky keyboard and put the chords in that you've been playing on your keyboard into OGenerator. So work on it 1 bar at a time. So move to bar 1, and then you can start creating your bass line to the chords. Again, a helpful lesson you'll find in OGenerator that shows you how to use triads to create bass lines and melodic lines. I varied bar 2 and then worked on bar 3 and 4 using a similar rhythmic pattern. Make sure you're happy with your bass line by checking through it, and then you're ready to record and export each part. Select Record. You record each instrument separately. So to do the drums, you hide all the other instruments apart from the drums. Make sure that all the bars are on and you're back at bar 1. Then click Record. When you get to bar 4, click Stop. check the playback, and then right-hand click and save to your folder. It will change into an audio file. And then you do the same thing for the cymbals. Turn everything off apart from your cymbals. And then do the same for the bass guitar. It is important that you make a note of the tempo in OGenerator, since it needs to be the same in the sequencer. Here are the tracks which have been imported from OGenerator. They've snapped into the timeline. Then you can use your MIDI keyboard to create melodic lines and themes over your chords. In this case, I created two parts, a counter melody and a main melody. And then to enhance it, added in a string part. And then you can check how it works with the audio parts. You can turn parts off and on to see how they're working. This woodblock and percussion effect are additional parts added in using OGenerator. Now you could use your MIDI keyboard to add in effects or use some of the preset loops. But equally you can use OGenerator to add additional parts. So return to OGenerator and then you can swap in the percussion. So in this case I'm going to swap in and get some wood blocks. I used the wood blocks to lock down the groove, playing on beats 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then I worked with the original drum beat. Once we were happy with this, go through the same procedure of recording each individual instrument. So in this case, we exported the percussion effects and the wood blocks. Once you have the core part of the track down, it's all about arranging it. In this case, it was a slow build, introducing a theme, breaking it down, and then letting the theme conclude the composition. Then you can have fun producing the song by adding in sound effects and making it sound as good as it possibly can.